Do you have insurance?
When is he gonna propose?
Your bro is not investing already. Hey, you book one hotel.
Buy car already.
Hey, adult already, hello!
Alright, welcome back to another episode of Adulting with Former Children with us, the Former Children. This is a podcast by Zodapop, and we share our growing pains and learn from each other's mistakes as we try to become adults. Okay, so, we are 10 episodes in already. Let's just do the quick round of introductions. Hi, I'm Jin, and I have a very bad habit of picking up hobbies that don't last me longer than a month.
What's the latest one that you've dropped?
The latest one was crocheting.
Oh.
That
It lasted for a while, right?
no, that only lasted a month.
No way.
Yeah, no, I did like one gigantic sweater that I couldn't wear because it was so fucking heavy. Like no one told me that yarn is bloody heavy.
It's too
Yeah,
big.
yeah. So I made the whole like jacket, and then like I was like, oh, this is really cool, and I posted it on my Instagram. Never wore it out. Yeah. So
Have you considered plants?
that's what my boyfriend is into now.
You could do it as
Yeah.
a cute couple
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
activity.
Okay, we have to move
I'll,
on.
I'll introduce myself.
Yeah.
So hi, I'm Yang, and I have a love-hate relationship with my job, as I say this in front of all my employees.
Yeah. And your new intern who just
Yes.
came in today.
Nothing new, like this one.
Yeah, yeah.
They already know.
All right.
Yes.
Alright, I'm Clemus, and I recently got a car. I think I really just took the big step forward into adulting.
Hey, good for you.
You got a car!
Okay, like it's
Mother-
technically under my name, but my girlfriend paid for it because she does sales.
Your girlfriend paid for
Yeah,
your
she
car?
does sales, so she get like car allowances. So she actually need to get a car for a job. So, but I drive it lah. I drove it today to
And
office.
you're
actually.
using the
Nice.
car?
Yeah.
But she paid for it?
Yeah.
Where do I get
'Cause
a
she-
girlfriend? Like,
Mummy.
oh my gosh! Congrats.
yeah. Enough about me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, yeah, and then we have a guest with us today. This is Adam, and let me just let him do his own introduction. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Adam, and I have this strange ability to remember movie quotes word by word.
Damn.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the most recent movie quote?
Oh
that
no,
you
wait,
remember?
like, movie quotes or like TV show quotes. Like I'm really annoying to watch Friends with.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's like maybe test you on a very
Iconic.
iconic quote. Okay, a TV quote from Friends.
Give me the start.
Oh shit, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Okay, no, wait, no,
Okay, let's not.
I'm not saying like I'm a mind reader, but usually
Okay.
like if it's on TV
Mm-hmm.
and like a character is saying something, I will just say it at the same time and just
Wow.
piss off everyone in the
Writer
room.
things, writer things.
It's a very annoying
Damn.
thing.
It does sound very annoying.
It's very annoying, and the worst thing is that after I'm done, I just go and I just smile, like I expect applause.
Everyone just like giving you the stares.
Everyone's like, "Shut up."
Oh my.
All right. So that's Adam, and he is also the founder of the novel Encounter, and published poet and author of Finders and Keepers and This Life Electric. Did that sound nice?
Lovely.
Yes,
Yeah. So
lovely.
thanks so much, Adam, for coming down with to Zero today. The reason why we've got Adam in studio with us today for this episode in particular is because we are going to be talking about the creative industry and creative jobs as a whole. Because all of us, we're, I guess we're in the creative industry.
We are in the creative
Woo!
industry.
I'm in radio. You guys are in video, production.
and photo production.
And Adam is in like
Writing stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Writing stuff.
traditional creative industry, so super dope. So we're gonna be asking him a couple of questions about his job and also sharing our experiences in the creative industry as well. Okay, so let us begin. Let us begin and talk about how we ended up in this industry. I think each one of us have like different starts, but okay, let's start with Yang. How do you end up in this job that you love-hate?
Tiny.
Well.
Dimensions at play.
Well. I guess. Wow, where do we begin, man?
Where do you begin? Like the beginning now.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
Rhetorical, but sure.
Okay, look. So the thing about like photography and videography is that you can do it. Anyone can do it, right? So whether you do it well is a different thing. So how do I say where I start? when I started with photography. If I have to say that, that would be like when I'm like a primary school, when I use my parents' cameras.
I think more so when you went from a passion to a
Right.
career.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
okay.
It's
Then
basically
that makes things
it's
a
always
lot
it's always
clearer, right?
creativity versus commerce, right? So when did commerce come in?
Okay, then I guess maybe I started out when my friend brought me on a shoot. So like my friend who turned into my mentor, I think you guys know who they are.
Audi?
Who he is. Yeah.
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 He's so famous.
Well, yes. So he brought me on a shoot, and then I had quite a good time, I think, as a photography assistant. And then I realized, you know what, I enjoy this life, and I want to do it a bit more. And then another friend of mine brought me, asked, hey, can you help me shoot a few photos for an event? And I said yes. Like, why not just try it out, right? And I had a good time, and yeah, so one thing led to another, and then now I'm here.
What about your internship though? The internship that we were both
We worked
at.
together.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that was about the same time.
Oh really?
It was like right before. So, and I was like
Oh.
ready to leave army,
Right.
and then I was looking for things to do, and then my friend brought me out to shoot photos. And then after that, I was like, hey, this is fun. Let me apply for an internship.
Oh, and that's,
And
how,
that's
we
how
met
we met,
at
and that's how- yes.
thesmartlocal.com.
Yes.
Oh, you guys both worked in Smart Local.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
same
That's how
batch
we
of
know each
interns.
other.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
we ended up in the same uni.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
now we're recording a podcast. Ew.
Yeah.
So basic.
Super basic.
What about you, Clem?
I mean, it's the same lah. I'm not sure when when do you get a camera, but I got mine during secondary school.
What?
Yeah. What do you mean?
This is my first camera.
Oh, is it? Oh, I had
And my
I had a
only
Sony
camera.
A3 last
Wow.
time.
So
Did your
everything-
girlfriend pay for
everything-
that too?
Oh, I haven't met my girlfriend back then. My daddy was my daddy.
Everything that I've shot on were borrowed cameras.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Nice.
Yeah. So the story is like I got this camera, and I think towards the end of my secondary school life, and then in JC I broke up with my girlfriend. Yeah, so after the breakup, something to do. So I went to like nature reserves, Labrador
Bukit
River.
Timah.
Yeah, that kind. Yeah, and then just went to like nature shots lah, basically. And then slowly it became to like shooting for friends. Then after that, I decided to go into Wikimbi lah. Yeah, but I really from the start I didn't had the intention to go into this like creative
Yeah.
line. I didn't think of myself as creative.
Because you were sciencey.
Correct. I was
Yeah.
very sciencey, so like I took PCME in JC, like and my only humans was like econs.
Econs.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
not
yeah.
really a humans.
Correct,
Yeah,
yeah,
not
humans
really.
it's more numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
I never
goodness.
imagined to be in this industry lah. But I just knew that I didn't want to be like an engineer or like
I didn't want to be a scientist.
Yeah, scientist or that kind of
Yes.
thing. So I just didn't know where to go. But then
Right.
like I just felt like it felt fun lah doing photos and videos, and just naturally led me here lah. Guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Adam?
Yeah.
So I did journalism when I was in university, and so I was like interning at like I went to Straits Times, Fox Sports, and such. And then at one point, I wanted to try doing business. So a close buddy of mine who actually was an entrepreneur for a few years, he told me actually if you want to do it, just start something that you enjoy. So I said, oh, it's books lah. It's only books. So I started selling books it's like mystery wrap books. So I put a book in, wrap it up, and then put a sentence on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you buy a book based on its cover, literally lah. And then one day I was at an event. It was like a vintage fair, and across from me, another booth, there was a guy selling typewriters, and he had like 9 of them. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then at one point in time he said, hey, I need to go toilet. Can you jaga or not? So I said, can. Then I was like peering over lah, like a toddler. Just like I walked over. Then I was like playing with it. And then there was this woman who came over and she's like, "Hi, are you one of those people that can write a poem on the spot?"
Oh.
And then I went, yes.
Yeah. Because I know that you do live poems.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. So basically, like, I just wrote something for her on the spot lah, and then I fell in love with that one particular typewriter. So like, I just purchased it on the spot lah.
Wow. So that was the beginning of your live poetry.
Yeah, absolutely. And but the funny thing was that for a long time, I didn't charge for my poetry. So it was always like, hey, if you buy a book, I'll give you a free poem. you ai mai. And then after a while, people started to like say that you need to have more respect for your craft. It's kind of like if you were giving
appreciate
people,
it, so.
if you go up to weddings for free and say, hey, I'll take photo for you, but like, it kind of ruins what you're doing. Like.
Yeah, correct.
So
correct.
after a while, I started to charge for it, and I'm fortunate that people have still continued to do so. Lah.
Oh, it's crazy because like Adam's poetry is really
Yeah,
creative.
shy.
no. Like I really have to say it because like, well, we had him on the Muttons as a guest for his profession as a poet, right? But what's really amazing about his live poetry is that you give him 3 random words, and he come up he comes up with a poem with those 3 words on the spot.
Wow.
Like if that's not the definition of creativity, I don't know what else is lah. Like because being creative, right? It's a very painful thing.
It is.
Yeah, it's really painful, and it's not something that comes out of like I guess a lot of people say that it's intuition, or like you are creative by nature and stuff like that. But I think like creativity has to be honed, and the more you practice it, the more creative you get, for sure. So the way you consistently did this for like years, right? It's just mind blowing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oh well. I really think that what you do is amazing. But so the reason why like I just added that in is because like I initially wanted to be in the creative industry for art. Like art, like fine
Paintings,
arts,
right?
painting, drawing, and because
Wow.
that was my passion for the longest time. I did like H2 art in JC, and since I was young, I've just been drawing. Then in JC, I realized that I did a lot of my art to impress other people, not because I enjoyed the process of it. Like because I was good at it, right? I'm like just like making almost like photographic copies of things, like just drawing it out, and I was good at it, but I feel like it wasn't very creative.
You
So-
were feeling it, right?
yeah. So for the longest time, I thought, wow, I definitely have to go into the art and design industry because like I am good at good at this, just drawing and stuff like that. Then I realized that it's not really my passion, and I burnt out at the end of it. Yeah, like I once I burned out, I realized that I don't think I can go to college for this. I don't think I can major in this for university, which is then I took a turn to the media industry for like journalism, and
Yeah.
then subsequently I was lucky enough to get into radio. Yeah, but so this whole like creative industry, like turning your passions into your careers, right? I think Adam, you have a very like almost like rare instance of how you managed to turn this passion of writing into something very creative. Yeah. So do you have like any like advice for people who are thinking of maybe making their passion into a career?
Okay, like as a writer, I'm supposed to be very romantic, right? And say, "Oh no, just follow your dream." But I really
Give us a
don't.
hard truth.
No, I actually really don't like the idea of that. So I have a friend who actually started like a flower business, and she was in audit. And you guys know audit is intense.
Oh yeah.
So she would do audit in the daytime and work at 9 p.m. Go home and do her flowers until 4 a.m. Go back to audit at 8 a.m. Do until like 9 p.m. Go back to do her flowers. And so only when she earned enough, then she quit. So same as like some other buddies of mine. Almost every single person I know, they never jumped straight into it. I'm not saying that there's anything against people who do, but I personally was not able to. So I was juggling like freelance writing gigs and Fox Sports until I earned enough for the Nova Encounter, and then I just jumped in that. And even till now, I'm still juggling that with other things, because I just think that being fully creative, and especially in Singapore, is actually really difficult.
Agree.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of sad, but it's also the reality
Yeah.
that you have to understand before going into the creative industry. Like same as you, being a radio producer isn't my only job. I actually have like a second job, and I run gigs as well to sustain an income.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you own a creative business, then I guess that is your full-time job, but you're just like running yourself 36 hours a day, like as though it exists, as though it exists, right? So, I think Yi Yang and Clem can share a little more about making a full-time gig out of your passions.
Right. As in, okay, I wouldn't say that we jumped in head first.
Yeah,
Would you say that
but
we-
you
actually,
guys
we
didn't
kind
have
of did, though.
you guys didn't have like like 9 to 6 job before
We
you
don't have
jumped
another
into
job.
It's our first job lah.
So
Yeah.
this is our first
Ever?
job. Yes.
Yeah,
But we did do freelancing
So-
during uni, so it's kind of we had a bit of a taste.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
how it
yeah,
would be
yeah,
like.
yeah.
I mean, but it doesn't really count. So like, we never really had a full-time job until we did this. So in a way, we did jump in head first. But I mean, I don't think that we did it without caution.
No, and also I think that you knew that you guys could get paid for it.
Yes.
So it's like if I suddenly say, you know what, guys, I've decided I'm going to be a DJ. Okay, I'm just going to quit like everything I do right now and just be a DJ. But you don't know if what
Will
you're
be
doing.
a good DJ.
Yeah, if you're a
or-
good DJ
yeah.
or if you actually have good.
enough gigs.
I don't know why I
yeah.
picked DJ. But anyway, yeah. But in general, right, you need to know that you have quality in your craft, and then you guys have been doing this since your secondary school, right?
I mean, JC.
Or
Passion
JC.
lah, passion, yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
paid for it.
Yes.
Mine was I only started during uni.
Yeah, but you were paid for it before you came here, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
correct.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the
Yeah.
whole point. Is like
Exactly.
you need to recognize that your content has quality and is wanted by the masses before you actually can jump in soul first, lah,
Yeah.
or head first, or whatnot.
Exactly, which is why, like I said, it's not like we jumped in
Yeah.
into a dream. It was like a calculated reality. Really, it's like we did the math, we did the numbers. We thought, okay, you know what, this can
Calculated
happen.
reality. is your-
Wow,
Oh, okay, okay.
Calculated risks.
yeah, so you calculate all these like
It's
things.
like, hey,
before
okay,
you
got
make
money
it.
or not? Can eat dinner or not?
Yeah,
Can buy new
yeah.
equipment? Okay, can, then we do.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, but I guess like everyone sort of, you would advise that people should have sort of like a safety blanket almost before they start in this industry.
Of course lah.
Yeah.
I think we are very lucky and we are privileged that our families can help to support us for the
The founding
Yeah.
for the
first
first few
years,
parts.
yeah.
Yeah.
I always think that if you feel that it helps your soul, you really should try. But then at the same time, you cannot dive in entirely into it, lah.
Right, right. So for
Especially
you-
here.
in Singapore.
Yeah.
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 But for you, Adam, like as you were sort of doing writing and freelance writing
Yeah.
and trying to think of the novel encounter and doing that wrapping books
Yep.
thing that you first started with, was there like a turning point in this line of work that you did that made you decide, okay, this is going to be my full-time gig?
It isn't my full-time gig.
Oh.
I mean, I'm still doing this with another business I do, but this is my priority simply because it. How do I say something without sounding old? I think
No,
that,
just sound old.
I think at a certain point, you youngsters need.
No, go ahead,
No,
grill us.
No, I think at a certain point, I stopped doing things for the sake of moving forward. I think I think Jim Carrey said something where he said that his father, when he was younger, he gave up on his dream to be a stand-up comedian to become an engineer or something like that. And then in the end, he still got fired. So Jim Carrey was telling people, he says that you could give up your dream to do a 9 to 5 job and still suck at it. So why don't you just try? And so I told myself recently that I'm going to actually actively try. But for the longest time, I was telling him before, like I started my own creative agency as well. And then I started this other startup. And I started this other startup. And so everything was about what would earn the most money. But at the same time, I right now in my life, I think I'm comfortable enough that I want to earn something or create something that feels more meaningful than anything.
And that's really nice because like when creatives are not boggled or like
The starving artist,
yeah, when creatives are not starving artists, right, we don't pander to other people. We give more effort into really the product that we are making or like the things, the services that we provide and stuff like that. But that's often not the reality lah. Like in this line of work, if you want to make money, you have to work with other people. It's not as simple as you create an artwork or you create a product and then people buy it from you. Here, I feel in the creative industry, if you really want to make like big money, right, you have to work with like big clients.
Absolutely.
Yeah, clients and do ads, and what that means is that you have to sort of find a middle ground, I guess. Like you
Because you have to follow the client's one as well.
yeah. We'll talk more about that later, and maybe if you guys have like horror stories, you can share
Horror
as
stories.
well.
Yeah.
But being in this line of work again, it's not something that a lot of people can jump into without a safety blanket. Number
Yeah.
one, and number two, without backup plans. Like, what are you gonna do if it fails?
Yeah.
What if this month you were earning $10,000, but the next month you are earning
$500.
zero? Yeah,
Yeah.
like 500. How do you guys deal with that fluctuation of income.
I feel like that is a very normal like kind of like thought process to have. I'm not a very good like. Okay, I think you might know that I'm quite a big risk taker.
Yeah, you are.
I am quite a
Yeah.
big risk taker. So when it comes to this, I honestly didn't take it through lah. Let's be real lah. Like I'm gonna be like 100% honest. Like I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna piang all the way first. It'll be fine. Like
You know what?
we'll fight all the way. We'll
Yeah.
yeah, as in like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
Hokkien.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like I'm gonna just like ping all the way. I'm just gonna do it. I had never really like thought about like, okay, shit, like if like this next month cannot pay the bills, then how? Like I'll cross the bridge when I get to it lah.
Oh, so you haven't reached the bridge yet.
And like
It's a good quality.
the
Yeah.
previous episodes, I talked about how like all startup founders are a bit like crazy,
Yes,
a bit
I agree.
delusional.
I agree.
Yeah, lor.
You have
That's
to,
me.
you have to be a little bit crazy in order
Yeah.
to actually try this out.
Exactly. So it's really the mindset of like just. I mean, so far has been fine lah. We've been able to pay
Yeah.
the bill, so it's
Yeah.
not really to a very drastic.
It's not. We're not
Yeah.
giving good advice here, lah. But
So you guys are creatives and you are business owners as well. My perspective, right? I'm a creative, but I'm a salary woman.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but there's stable income. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, right, my priority is actually stable income, which is
correct,
why
correct.
like I find it very difficult, even though I have so many passions and interests, and like I could MC and host for like gigs and stuff. I can never imagine it becoming like my main source of income.
right.
Yeah. Because to me, my priority is always like every month I need that stable income coming in. That's my safety blanket. That is my priority. And then if I do have any time or like energy left, then I will
Do
sort
the
of-
extra.
Yeah, do the extra stuff like this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
lah.
Right.
Yeah, you know. So for me, when I decided, okay, like, am I going to try to pursue content creation, or like do MCing or hosting as a full-time gig, I kind of like crossed that out because I couldn't imagine asking people to pay me like on a daily basis, and like that waiting game of this month I have maybe 3 gigs and next month I have no gigs, and then waiting for that call to
Yeah.
come, you know.
It is the worst feeling.
Yeah, it's a really bad feeling because when you're on a high on 1 month and then the next month you have nothing, it's like
Sahara.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's a
actually,
crash.
just reminding me of a conversation we had recently with a friend, Benjamin lah.
Mm.
So he was really saying like he's a freelancer right now. He's doing like camera work, camera assistant, and he tells me like like every month wherever jobs comes in, he just takes because
matter the
he
pay.
never correct like whenever the pay, no matter how busy. It makes him because you never know the next month might be a dry month and you might not have income, so it's actually quite scary lah.
I semi-subscribe to that philosophy that you should say yes to more things, because that's what I wanted to do this year. Like just say yes to as much things as you can, but at the same time you cannot lower your value.
Correct.
So there was this company. I'm not going to say who the company is.
Okay.
They said that we want you to write poems for all our employees, and we've got about like almost 1,000 employees. And I went, hey, money, good. and honestly, it takes me quite fast to write poems. So I'm like, oh my god, okay, I can count this. Oh my god, that's so good. And he goes, but because it's a high number of 1,000, right? We would like to pay you only like $5 a poem. And they're like, and it's, by the way, it's $5,000. So and we will give you a month to do it.
Doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense. And I just
Yeah.
went, wait, that okay? How about if we make it like a little bit more? And they go like, no, that's our budget. You like in a nice way, take it or leave it, right? The one part of me was like, hey, 5K can actually earn you a lot, get you a lot of things. But at the
1,000.
second time, it's like, at what cost?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally at what cost? And that's why I didn't want to do it. Lah. So if with your friend, I hope that he's at least getting paid well
Yeah, I think he's getting
and not
paid
wrecking
for-
himself for it.
Yeah,
Lah.
yeah, correct.
Wow.
hope so lah,
So
yeah.
I mean, okay, so that's number one, unethical for that company to do. And I think like all creatives should be paid for sure. And the thing about like this industry is that we peg value to our work. There is not really much of a market rate. I mean, even if you do like Google a market rate or you
Yes.
ask
It
around,
doesn't-
right?
There's no market rate.
Yeah. It fluctuates. So you are the one valuing your work, and the
Mm.
moment like someone else tries to value it for you, that's when all your work goes to waste.
And you are in a creative agency, you would know that clients always try to like tell you that what you're providing is not as worth it as you seem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's like very it's invalidating the correct word. Like this certain project, you were offered like 5 figures, and then a similar project you are offered maybe like 4 figures. You know, like the difference is huge, and one makes you feel so validated, and you are like on cloud nine, and then the next moment someone's like sort of like undermining your value. I think it's very insulting to creatives.
I think one way that helps is like, for example, we had this have a client who, you know, we pack a value to our project, and then the person was like, oh, it's a bit too much, you know, we don't have enough budget. So instead of, you know, reducing budget just like that, I think it's also it's helpful to, you know, just let them know that, maybe we can downskill the project a bit more, because this is our value, this is what we can provide.
Yep.
And it's not simply like, oh, okay, like for the same amount of deliverables, then we charge you like lesser. Maybe a discount sometimes works, but I think if it's a very drastic discount, then we do our best to, you know, lower the scope and make it sure that our work is not cheapened lah, if that makes sense. I think that helps. Will probably help a lot of like freelancers out there.
Yeah, and it
as well.
takes experience lah. Like you will take like maybe 1 or 2 jobs that really make you feel like, oh, why the fuck am I doing
Yeah,
this?
absolutely.
And then you swear to yourself you'll never do something similar.
Correct.
Yeah,
And what helps
yeah.
to give you that you know like how much to pack to your how much value to pack to your work. It's like after finishing the work, right, and you go back to sleep. Do you feel happy sleeping? I think that's one of the very
Like-
intangible
Like as if you feel good with the amount that you are paid, then it's good enough.
you
I
don't feel like, oh my
guess.
god, I did so much work for this. Then that kind of
Right.
thing.
Yeah. So Clem, have you been going to sleep happy these days?
He has a new car, right?
Expenses, liability.
All right.
If he
Okay,
even
so I think we have spoken enough for the first half.
Yes.
We're gonna go for a short break now, and once we're back, we are going to talk about sort of tips and advice, I guess, for people who want to come into a creative industry, how to deal with
Wow.
how to deal with people who undermine your
We're
work.
gonna dish the dirt.
Yeah,
And
we're
some
gonna
anecdotes as well.
yeah, we're gonna
Tell
dish
some
the
stories about our clients.
sure. Yeah.
No
okay.
no, like,
We'll share more after the break. And we are back.
hello.
Okay, so earlier we were talking about our personal experiences,
Valuing our work.
yeah,
as
valuing our
creatives.
work, starting out in the creative industry, yada yada yada. And now let's get to the more exciting bit.
Juicy.
Juicy tea.
More personal stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, definitely, it's not supposed to like flame companies out there or whatsoever.
Of
But
course.
all of us working in this line have bad experiences, and also like the really good ones. Earlier, Adam was sharing with us how a company tried to ask him to do 1,000 poems for $5,000.
You never
Really
lowball,
really don't make sense.
It don't make sense.
There's no economy of skill.
Like, how? I can't even imagine putting out 100 poems.
I'll
in
get
a month.
arthritis after one day.
Yes, yeah, that's crazy. So wait, but we didn't get your answer. Do you say yes to that
Yeah.
project?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. no,
Value your
no. Honestly speaking, if they paid me at like a 20% discount, I think I would have done it. I think I would have done
of your
it.
normal rates.
But it just felt more. It felt more insulting than anything.
Yeah,
of course,
it
of course.
is. Okay, but if you don't mind us asking, how much do you charge for one poem?
Oh no, you can see it on the website. It's 25 per poem.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is
Which
is
my
a
God,
great.
honestly, it's cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, and it's
It
a
was 20.
personalized.
Yeah, 20%,
It's a personalized poem, guys. So you see, these are exactly the kind of people who don't really value the work of creatives, but
Yeah.
they want the work of creatives. Like, okay, so you want their services, but you don't want to pay full
Is
price
it the?
for it.
You know
Like,
what, like it's like the what's the article where they call us non-essentials?
Yes,
and then they got
non-essential
a
workers.
designer to do a graph.
No, just put words lah. Yeah. Put a table lah. Do Excel.
yeah, so I mean, we are viewed as non-essential.
Actually, quite funny. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
It was
had the
You got
had
a
the-
designer,
the-
why?
yeah, had the pictures and everything.
Yeah, it reminds us exactly of that. Yeah, so well, I mean, I can start by saying I have gotten really good at saying no in my job.
nice.
Yeah, because okay, so like I guess you could call me a small bee, fresh out of uni, and I started this work when I was still in uni, still doing it now. But where as I'm working as a radio producer, I get a lot of emails from people in the industry, like PR and advertising industry, telling me about this new product and this person they want to feature on our show, and a lot of emails really. So initially when I first started, right, I would really take my time to reply each and every one of them.
Yeah.
And tell them a reason why we can't have them on the show. Like, you know, I would really like dedicate a lot of my time to like gently let them down. And I realized like actually these people, they are mass sending like 20 emails at a go, and like for me to put in my time to reply 10 emails every single time I opened my inbox.
Sure.
Yeah.
They didn't even read your replies, you know.
They might not even read
It's
my
like,
replies, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of them, they do appreciate my replies. So I really do try to make it a point to reply most of them, but now I don't really give them a reason. Like, I'm sorry, but we can't
do
yeah,
this,
we can't accommodate it.
Can't go
Yeah,
ahead.
so how I picked up this skill of saying no is thanks to one of the Muttons, Vernon, who is
Such a nice guy.
such a great guy, like, and he teaches me so many things about this industry. Okay, I mean, they are veterans, they've been in
Yeah.
this industry for like 20 years, and 20 plus years for Vernon actually. And when people try to rush you into doing things, right, you kind of feel like you are obliged to say yes. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, this is a brand new product, this is really great for the show, yada yada, and we are telling you why it's so great, blah blah blah. But then you're not convinced, but then again, you also don't know how to let them down gently. Vernon will just tell me, just say no. Just
quite
say
important.
no. Yeah.
No, yours sincerely.
Not like that.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, I think
No,
maybe.
send from my iPhone.
No, literally just put just say no.
But this was really eye opening almost, to gain that gain that confidence to say no, right? I remember I was talking to another DJ about this, Vernon's amazing ability in saying no. So everyone around him, we are like, oh my gosh, like we have to do this by like this week, or like this person wants us to get back by this week, and this project is very important to the company and we have to do it, yada yada, blah 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 blah. And Vernon's like, no. You're gonna come across a lot of unreasonable people who chase you on unreasonable deadlines when you're on this job. And unfortunately, a lot of us, our crafts are not scalable. It's not like you can put your brain into a computer and your computer writes out your poems, Adam, or like you can put your brain into Adobe Premiere Pro and the video just edits itself. It's a manual intensive job, whatever you guys
It's a
do.
craft,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a craft. So when people think that we can just like, you guys can just like dish things out on like a factory kind of thing, it's unreasonable, and that's where it's very important to just say no, guys. Yeah, as Vernon says, just say no.
I think for it's remarkable how like secure he is in his like
You have
like
no
he
idea.
knows that he's the shit.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I think for a lot of us, especially freelancers, we are very insecure about how like if we say no, then they'll go to someone else and they'll never come back, or we just lost potential money. Like just now we were mentioning like how like we don't know whether the next month we have enough jobs.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so we just take everything and we just say yes, and we just say okay lah, I'll do it for him, I'll do it for them.
Okay lah, we can shoot lah. Okay.
It's okay lah, tired but yeah, we need it. And okay lah, I guess maybe it's just, you know, once you know that your work is good, it doesn't matter if this person you can't accommodate them, because somebody else will come back. Somebody else will come and somebody else will say, I want to work with you because I like your work. And so maybe it's more important to get ourselves to that level than to just accommodate every other request just so that we
Yeah.
are okay.
And it's so important because you don't want to burn out. Yeah. I feel
exactly.
like it's very easy to burn out here.
Burnout's the worst.
Yeah. Okay, like if you have any experience like burning out.
Okay, honestly speaking, a part of me is feeling it now. So I've been working non-stop since pre-COVID. And like the longest time, because I told myself for some weird reason that I'll say yes to anything. Like almost anything. I just kept getting more and more exhausted. And then the next day will start again, and I'm happy to do what I do, but then I'll just get more and more tired. I just keep getting tired, keep getting tired, and then now I just want to really not do anything for like a week.
It happens because you guys don't have like a maybe like a set daily routine or like a weekly routine or monthly routine almost.
Yeah, because it's really as the events
If it
come in.
comes,
Yeah.
right.
Oh no, but actually I wanted to touch on to what you guys were saying about the value of your work. So have you guys heard of this story? There was once a old ship that broke down. So they hired in this mechanic, and then the mechanic came down. It's this old man. He was like walking slowly, and he looked at the whole place for a while, and then he pressed a button, and then the ship worked. Then he was like, "Okay, I'll bill you next week." He sends the bill for 10K, and the company's like, "This is outrageous. How can you charge us 10K for all this kind of crap?" No, we don't do it. And he says, "You're right. It's $1 for pressing the button. It's 9,999 to know which button to press."
Yeah. But
Yeah.
figuring the problem as
Yeah.
well.
And as a result, like, people will always try and devalue you, what you do, based on what they see from their own eyes, but they don't know how much went through to get to where you are.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah.
Take photo, press button only, right?
No, think about, just set the camera, the frame can see two people good already. What? It works already.
Well, I feel like maybe like that's what your grandma or grandpa told you or something like that.
I mean,
It's a running joke. Like,
How you
it's
earn money?
it's always a running joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like okay, so like you said, people just look at our work on the surface and think that it's really easy. Like, okay, I can't speak for the DJs experiences, like the DJs that I work with.
Talking only what?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people think that, you are a DJ, you talk only what. That's the easiest job. Like, wow, I wish I could earn money by talking.
Oh, crap.
It's really hard. And I feel like before I started in this industry, I like naive me would have even thought, hey, like I love talking. Maybe one day I could become a DJ as well. Like, and now that I've worked with the Muttons for like over close to 2 years now, right? I don't think I can do it. Yeah, it's different because you really feel like an insane person because you're sort of like talking to yourself the entire time.
You must have high energy, right?
Yeah,
you must
yeah.
be excited.
You don't have feedback from an audience when you are a radio DJ. You're just going on and on.
You're
and
always
on.
giving.
Yeah,
Correct.
and you think you're trailing off, but you can't trail off. You have to come up with like funny things and stuff like that on the fly, which is why
Ridiculous.
like Vernon really impresses me with his like punchlines, because every single talk set that we do, he can come up with a punchline on the fly, and that
Veteran.
comes from lived experiences as well. But it definitely just doesn't come from like, wow, he's just a funny person, you know. Yeah. So the way I see them work and other radio DJs work, right, I feel like I can't do it. Yeah, but okay. So you were talking about like valuing your work as well, right, Adam? Were there any other instances of people like undervaluing your work?
And also, like, how do you manage
Yeah,
it?
how do you manage it?
I used to know. Okay, so recently I was compiling my taxes with my accountant, and then he was looking at me. He's like, "Oh my goodness, you know how much you used to charge or not? You used to charge ridiculous." Okay, so basically back then there's a company. Okay, now I charge a certain rate for 2 hours, right? My 2-hour rate right now, I charged the same for my first gig for 30 hours. I'm not gonna say which company it was, but I did 30 hours of non-stop typing. 8 hours, and then the next day 8 hours, and the next day 8 hours.
Wow.
And then 32 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
then another 8 hours.
Wow.
Because back then I was like, wow, a company's willing to pay me just to write.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, good life eh. After this, you go eat cai
Understand.
peng eh.
Yeah.
And then after what you realize that no, what you regardless of how much imposter syndrome you have, right? If you don't value yourself, no one will. And then you have to at least give yourself a fighting chance to actually fight past these demons. So I think there was so mine's more about energy because a lot of companies I work with, they're actually very, very nice. Like even the big ones, they're actually very understanding. And it makes me happy when they go, okay, what's your usual rate? Because I don't want to diminish your.
That's very nice.
Oh my
Wow.
god,
Very
it's
nice.
so nice.
Dream client.
And they said,
Correct.
I only have this budget, but how about you do less hours? I'm like steady, right? So yeah, so
Wow, that's a dream.
in general, it is amazing, but sometimes the customers are the ones that's the issue. So there was one company that I did, and it was like I think it was it was a small agency or something like that. But every single person who came up to me had their own exciting lives to talk about, right? As opposed to another company where I had to wear a suit, it was very classy, And then you just see the clients walk in and they're like, oh, what's this? Faster, faster. You just help me pick 3 words. Then I'm like, I don't even want to write for you.
Correct.
Yeah, and then it really drains you, and you feel like you feel like a dance monkey lah, as opposed to having a real connection.
It's like when they don't appreciate your art.
Yeah, kind of thing.
So maybe how do you draw? Do you draw like a line, like, you know? I mean, because you're doing poems now, right? And there's I think there's more of a creative aspect to you. Like companies come to you because they want that certain part, a certain thing from you.
Yeah.
But is there a time where you had to, you know, just follow what the clients do and not really happy at all? And how do you like manage that?
Okay, there was once. I'm actually very lucky. A lot of them are very nice. I still think I'm at a point of, and not to demean myself as well, but I'm still at a point of a little bit of imposter syndrome. Like when I went up in front of those secondary school girls, right, and they were asking me questions about how to be successful, I'm like, no one is as successful as you think. No one is as confident as you think. But we're all just trying lah.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
so true.
true.
Yeah. Like, what do you guys feel that way, Clem and
Imposter
Ian?
syndrome.
Yeah. Or like when, let's say, like your friends look at you and they think like, oh my gosh, you guys are
Your
so
agency
they
leh,
always-
siol.
I think
Yeah.
they always like, you know, I've been talking to people and like, oh yeah, I'm running a business with my friends. They're like, oh my god, I can do what you like, do everything like. But actually, it's very stressful.
It's
like,
very
sometimes
stressful.
I just want to be a salary worker sometimes. You know, just like, okay, you give me your task, then I do for you lah. Like, I don't want to think about finance, you know, what think about admin stuff, how to grow the company, kind of thing.
Yeah,
sometimes.
no,
Yeah.
it's only after I got like my second stable income, that I finally felt at peace with myself. I feel like when I was just earning my radio producer pay
Right.
and just doing the radio producer thing with like occasional gigs here and there, right, I would really feel like there's no career path for me, and like I would be stuck here forever. Yeah, there's this nagging feeling that if you don't like increase your income like step by step, and you don't move forward, right, you're just there and you can't last that long, you know? Yeah, so for the longest time I was like, okay, like this producer thing, I think I'll just leave after like a year lah.
Yeah.
But then I liked it so much that I couldn't bear to leave it, and it's such a unique job also. Like, I don't know a lot of people who have this job, so to leave it for money also felt like, oh my god, like there's this conflict in you.
Yeah.
You love what you do, but there's also the reality of money that comes into play. So yeah, like well, the reality is that I'm doing what I love, but then at the side I also have to do something that I don't love as much, which is admin work and like dealing with
Supplement the extra.
a lot of paperwork for my dad to really sustain my life lah. Yeah. So
That's my love and hate law. That's why I love and hate this
the
job.
money and the
I don't hate the money.
Creativity and commerce lah, yeah.
I don't hate the money. I'm not that there's a lot to begin
Can
with.
I ask you
but-
actually? So
Yeah.
let's just say that you guys got a gig, and then you just have to shoot one music video, and the number is really quite high, and they're asking you if you can lower it. Do you feel imposter syndrome by asking for a certain amount of money for what you do?
Well, I think it really depends. As long as I can cover the costs of it, including valuing my own work. I think right now I'm at a place where I know that for everything that I do, I want to be paid at least this certain amount, or at least
Nice.
that's the goal that I'm working to. Or yeah, so if I'm able to cover everything, including that my own cut lah. I mean, even though I don't pay myself that in that way anymore
Yeah.
because I'm a business owner, right? As long as that is covered, I'm okay with letting go a bit of like, you know, the profit margin that I have, that the company needs to sustain. I'm fine with that. But of course it must come at me feeling like I'm doing something that is creative. If it's good for the company, then I would say yes. But
Like-
if it, you know what I mean, right? Like if I'm doing something new, music video can put in portfolio. This is like something completely new, can showcase a different side of the company. Then yes, I'm willing to take a small profit margin pay cut. But if it's like, can you go and shoot this conference for me? Static camera, 2 hours.
Oh yeah, the conference
Yeah,
shots.
then I was like, you know what? No.
oh really? You
I,
say no
I
to
would
that?
say no. maybe Joe would say yes, just go
because
do
it makes you money, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
so I mean, it really depends on how much and what value it gives
Yeah.
also to me.
And adding to that, maybe because right now we don't do much of music videos, but I think if we are in a situation where we are known for doing music videos and we already have a good portfolio to and you came to us because of our portfolio,
Yeah.
it's very hard to justify. Like it's very hard to cut also because like we give you good work, and then how can you?
No, that's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
right,
No, yeah,
right.
that's a good thing.
That's what I think lah.
Yeah. So the whole like valuing your work stuff, right? Like I said, it comes from experience also lah.
Yeah.
Because like
does.
if you've never done a music video before, you don't know the market rate for music video. You just like throw in a figure and the client like says yes, then you know that you have sold yourself short. Yeah. Yeah.
Should we? Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Really? Okay.
I always ask for a quote from them. It's like, what's your budget? It's like my first thing I always ask. Oh, you got budget? Like, I mean, I say it in a nice way. I'm like, what's your budget for this? Then so that I can plan it out.
You know,
see
that-
like, what I can do with this budget.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what you should follow in when you are interviewing for a new job as well. You know, like
Yeah.
you always ask.
You
the
don't let
HR
them know
person. Yeah.
what is your salary range.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So you can.
Yeah, it
Go
really works. Or you quote like something a little higher than what you would,
Yep.
and they will naturally ask for a discount, and then the discount becomes your original price.
If they
It-
say yes.
No, that actually worked once for me because I do like translation at the site, and there was and my quote for translations are $7 a minute of audio, and you will think that $7 a minute, that's so good. If you translate like a 30-minute clip, that's like, wow, this is damn worth
Yeah.
it. But you know, like translating and like transcribing 1 minute of audio,
It takes like 5 to 10 minutes.
yeah, it takes actually sometimes it takes me up to like 15 to 30 minutes just translating 1 minute of
Because of
audio.
how fast it speaks also.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
It's a skill.
Yeah, so I quoted them like 7 I quoted them 8, and then they were like, "Oh, usually we pay our translators 5." I'm like, "Oh my god, you have translators who will do that for 5?" Okay, anyway, so they were like, "Yeah, we usually pay our translators 5, but how about we meet in the middle and then like we pay you like 6.5 to 7?" And I'm like, "Sure, okay."
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
art of the deal.
Quote more first.
Yeah.
I have a theory, by the way.
Mm.
It's like, okay, do you know how, back when we used to club, right? Do you know that you can always tell the drunk, desperate guy in Zouk, like, hitting on every girl?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that clients can tell when a creative is desperate.
Yeah.
I think they know when you. Okay, same as a creative agency where you tell everyone, "Hi, by the way, do you have any needs for social media services? We'll do it for $300 or something like that." Or like, we don't mind doing it just for the collaboration. I think they can sense it, and then they capitalize on it.
Yeah.
So that's why, this happens when you don't know your worth, lah.
Which is such a dick move, but it does happen. And
It's a business.
Yeah,
It's a business
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
We're looking out for them,
Hardly,
lor.
Yeah. And on their side, they're like, "Oh my god, yes, we got like a great
good deal.
creative, a
Yeah.
great guy at like
And that
a fraction
and
of
this
the price."
dumbass thing stays. Yeah.
Yeah. So it happens, but protect yourselves against it. I feel like you all are doing a good job. Just need to manage a bit on the burnout part.
I'm okay.
Yeah. I think the party helped you a lot.
Yes. it
Yeah. You look like you had so much fun.
I
I'm
did.
You
happy
got
for you.
glow.
Yeah.
I have a glow.
Okay, so now that we've talked about the whole like valuing ourselves thing, how about we leave some advice and tips for people who are looking to join the creative industry? Like Yang and Clem, someone wants to join the like videography and photography industry, what would you tell them? And Adam, like if someone wants to join the publishing industry, what would you tell them?
I have mine.
Okay.
If someone says they want a collaboration, I say no.
Oh yes, no, it's always we're looking to collaborate.
It's like collaborate is a no. It's always a no.
Okay.
I have had people come up to me. It's like, oh, I love your work. Can you help me shoot like headshots? Like I have like this idea in mind. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can entertain
Right.
you. And it's like, okay. Then after that, I'll send them the rates. Then it's like, huh? This was very early in my career when I was freelancer. Then it's like, I thought this was a collaboration. I was like, yeah, you get your photos, I get money, what? Like, what? And I was shook because I was so angry because I spent time preparing, and that was my fault. It was my fault
In
for
the
not
start, everyone
saying.
does that.
Yeah, and it was my fault that I didn't realize that I should have been upfront about my rates. I thought like, okay, you know what, brother, you give me your ideas. I come up with this concept. Then I tell you how much this costs. I should have just said, okay, this is from this amount and up. Yeah.
Be upfront about your
Yeah.
rates.
And,
Okay.
and I think that's my advice. And also collaboration, no lah. Unless you gain something. It's
Okay.
like, for example, if I was a freelancer and like Tiger Beer came to me, it's like, hey, I love your work. Can you shoot for me? I'll fucking say yes, man. I was like, it's fine. It's a big fucking brand. I was like, guys, I shot this ad for Tiger Beer. I don't care. It's free because now I'm the guy who shot the Tiger Beer ad.
But I hope Tiger Beer doesn't see this.
Yeah lah. I mean, Tiger Beer now need to pay already.
Okay, Clem, what about you?
I think very important to just build your own portfolio. Like you know, in a sense, for example, if you want to do product photo shoots, you know, you can do your own product photo shoots for free. Like you just do it, like, you know, like maybe let's do like I think on TikTok a lot of people do like, you know, just like, or Coke, they do
It's spec work.
Yeah, spec work. Yeah, so just you don't have to get clients to get a portfolio. You can always do it yourself. Yeah, just get a Coke can and just shoot some nice shots. Yeah.
Low budget. Start on a low budget.
Correct, low budget, you know. Yeah, but then you can start commanding for a fee lah, for whatever videos you do. I think that helps.
Okay. My advice is, it's not all fun and games.
It's a statement.
Yeah, tips and advice. It's not all fun and games. Like, if you want to join the creative industry, it's a very insecure industry.
Yeah.
You'll be very insecure about yourself compared to like the tech bros and the lawyers and the doctors, and like, yeah, they are burnt out too, but it's we are burnt out and insecure about ourselves. You know, so you have to be prepared to come into this and know that people are going to try to take your passion away from you. Like, and okay, maybe they won't try to take your passion away from you, but what they demand of you and what they ask of you, right, could really tire you out and make you lose sight of what you used to love. So keep yourself grounded, and try not to monetize everything, like what Yi Yang said. If you think it's worth it, then of course you should do it, but always think about what's worth it to you lah. Yeah.
For me, okay, this one's a bit more of a romantic angle lah. It's more about like, I think I say a lot. In everything you do, just create something sincere. Like it has to mean something to you, because there's a lot of garbage out there. It's all, I'm not gonna put it out, but there's a lot of ABC cookie cutter creativity done, whether it's photography, whether it's books, whether it's anything. And why would you want to join the creative field if you're not creating something that comes from your heart? And as a result, I think people are intelligent enough that they can tell it. They can see it. And then it's the same thing as, because, okay, my older sister's a doctor, right? So obviously she's the more of the pristine one in the family, right? But doctors, like, they work long hours, they're very stressed, they're very tired. But why do they keep doing it? A lot of it's because of the passion. Or else you wouldn't stay in it. And as a creative, it's also about the passion. That's why we stay here. We want to, it's not just about wanting to say something, it's about having something to say, right? I forgot which guy said it. Art should comfort the uncomfortable and bring discomfort to the comfortable, because you are bringing something to the world that only you can provide. And as long as you keep doing that, you won't get as burnt out as you would think, and you just keep moving. So that's why I always say, just create something sincere.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
See, that's the quote of the day already.
Yeah. Okay, that's the quote of the day.
Yay!
Yeah. Okay, but so if you guys have been listening to the podcast and you would really want to check Adam's work out, Adam, please plug in your.
Oh, me. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
It's the Novel Encounter. Where you can find me on my website, Instagram, and Facebook. I actually sell mystery wrapped books on the Novel Encounter, and my published works, Finders and Keepers and This Life Electric. And also the customized typewritten poetry that we've talked about today. You just need to give me 3 words and I'll write you something.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Also, you can also find his books in Kinokuniya.
Yeah.
Plug.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Okay, I think we can wrap up today's episode. Did I miss out on anything?
The fact that today's episode is also the end of the season.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so episode 10. Yeah, today's
That's it. The
last episode of this season. Are we gonna continue? We don't know.
Maybe
We don't know.
new hosts.
we will think about we'll think about it, and then whether we do like a whole
You
haul.
sound so nervous right now.
I don't know. Yeah.
Who knows?
Leave us comments on YouTube lah. Let us know, or you DM us, if you want this to continue.
Yeah.
Cute.
Then nobody leaves us a comment.
Clemens, please
They won't
come
know.
back.
They won't know.
Yeah, but if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you give a 5-star rating, a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and follow or subscribe to the podcast on your preferred platform so that you can be notified when a new episode get released
Or-
next season.
Yes, or you could go back and listen to our old episodes as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've got 10 episodes, so many. One episode is like what, 40 minutes?
That's
Around there.
400 minutes.
That's a lot of your time that you will never get back. But
But learn so much.
But you
yeah.
love so much.
Learn so much.
Yes.
Exactly. So you can follow us on Instagram at Zero Media. That
Zero.
is
Sure.
Oh.
ZYRUP Media. And at our personal handles, I am at Jinxyu, JINXYOO.
I'm Yang, Yang, NGYIYANG.
Clemus, CLAMUSPANGG.
Adam?
Oh, the novel encounter.
No. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, that's it just now.
Is it what?
Yeah, I was confused.
Okay, once again, thanks for listening to Adulting with Palmer Children.
See you again.
Bye.
Bye.
Do you have insurance? Why is he gonna propose?
You both not investing already? Hey, you both.
Hey, adult already. Hello.